record this shit, to record VR, I gotta record using 3 different methods. I should have turned track R off, but I didn't. Okay. So right now, clearly I've already fucked up. Well, I hear it, but where's it coming from? Oh, it's coming from here. It's to record VR. This is what I got to do. This is what I think I got to do. I got TriCar working. I got NVIDIA record on the computer. So I have to use the video from here, the audio from there, or from the computer, and hope that it all works. So that is another VR drawback. That yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of, because it makes you work. I don't know why you gotta go full left rudder here to get off the ground, but you do. What the fuck is that?
Infield 1, passing waypoint 2 at 6,000.
Yeah.
Infield 1, type utility, 4 for 70.
VR is
Passing waypoint 3 at 6,000.
VR is really nice, but it's a bit much if you're trying to do YouTube with it. Which one of those buttons? Let's see, this is master on. So that button doesn't work right. Yeah, so it's a lot to do to record a VR signal. This is what I've learned so far. Okay, I gotta send him home before I do this video.
Flight, RTV.
He's gonna keep calling out contacts until his ass go home. Yeah, so here's what I learned you gotta do to do VR. I don't even know if this is recording, but if it's not, I have to dub it. But to record VR, you got to side load ABV or ABB file. You got to run it so that it records both eyes, and and that's just a file. Fortunately, a couple of guys have made easier for you to run, but you got to run it just so you can get the full 1080 by 1024, I guess, video. Then, after you've ran the video, you can't record your voice. I mean, there is a voice. It says it's an Oculus microphone, but I have yet to record. So in order to record my voice, you have to basically either record yourself like I'm doing now with a track IR, or use in video recording to record the video that's on your screen, which is in wide view and doesn't replicate what you're looking at. It looks like a cartoon, so it's useless. And then, for some reason, I got something getting outside the view here. And then you have to basically take all of that video, the video from this headset, the video from the GoPro, or the video from the computer recording, and you're going to use the video from here, but the audio from there. That's a lot. When I can just record and track IR and be done with it. And then the audio, you know, trying to pick which audio you use. Like I'm using, right now I'm using the audio from the headset, which is cool, but it's nothing like the, massive speakers I got sitting on the floor with the woofer. So I guess I could use that and let the track IR record me talking and the sound of the jet. And then you'd have to take this video sound from the headset and basically edit that sound out. So now you're using this sound from your speakers and the microphone from your video recording in the headset, and then you got to kind of make it all work together. So that's kind of frustrating for VR, even though, it's worth it, kind of. But that's a lot. That's a lot to do just to record a video. Now, of course, if you're making $10,000 a month on YouTube, you're gonna do all of that and then some. You would to buy all kind of editing software to make sure that you can do that. But it's a lot. And I don't know if it's really worth it though, because when you add up the fact that, how much time do you really have to do this just to fly? That's already not enough time to do that. When you work a job and then you're trying to do this hobby of flight simulators and making videos, like right now, I don't know if any of this I'm saying is gonna actually record. I just don't. So you already don't have much time, and then you waste time because the damn thing didn't record. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's worth it. If you got the time, it's worth it. But what all that does is, when you want to just have fun with your boys, if you got any that actually fly, well, there's a whole nother story, because it's kind of hard to find serious players that want to still have fun but kind of take the flight serious. But that's another video. But if you got the time to do all that, you really, it really starts becoming fun. And ultimately, that's what you're doing. You're doing this for to have fun. At least I am anyway. I don't know about anybody else. I don't fly this thing thinking that I'm like an actual Air Force pilot. I just do this shit for fun. Okay, so my targets are over here. And what I don't understand is why hasn't this thing came on? Did I not pick the right one? I didn't pick the right one. It's all set up already. Alright, let's see, Zoe. What in the hell is that? Let's see if we can hit something here. Right there. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. Too late. And let's see. And then there's another thing where if you got to do a command on the keyboard, like I'm trying to do Shift F10, I have to take the headset off. And usually that stops the recording, but there's a guy on the internet showed me how to stop that from dying. But VR, I just don't know what to say about VR. If you fly the way that you normally fly using tracker, and you're not willing to kind of change that, so I want to go down. Oh shit, I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm hitting the right button. Go down. Trying to trim out the plane. Yeah, if you're not willing to change how you fly, you're probably not going to like VR. You got to try to put as many buttons as you can on your stick. And then you're still going to have to use the keyboard. And with a headset on, you can't see the keyboard. Where's the base at? Yeah, so my targets are over here. go down here to these guys. She's not close enough. Get on there. Let's go up here. Got one of these containers. Is it that?
Execute. 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 Execute.
Yeah. Doing these Mavericks, I found it's just as easy to do with track IR, but visually VR does enhance that process a little bit, not like a whole lot, but I think I want to be up there somewhere. All right, let's talk Mavericks, firing the Mavericks, and what I've learned from watching a couple of videos. Now, it's not easy, and I'm still not familiar with. I'm familiar with it, but I'm not entirely sure of the process. But the way I do it is to shoot these visually is you want to get the targeting box in front of you, and the way I do that is I hit DMS up, which changes the sense of interest to my left weapons page, and then I go TMS. This is bore sight mode here, so this is even easier, but it's still the same process. You TMS down to get the cursor back where you want it, and then you TMS up once you're in the targeting area to lock the Maverick on the target. And then you need a button for field of view, so you can actually zoom in enough to where the Maverick can actually see it, because you should be able to shoot a Maverick from about at least 10 miles. But the Maverick won't lock when you push TMS up. It won't lock unless it can actually see the target real good. And you can see here I push TMS up, that's a lock. I'm trying to lock up another one with TMS up. Okay, and that's a lock. So if it can see where it can like zoom those crosshairs in good enough, it'll lock it up. Now here I'm trying to do the same thing. I think I'm a good I'm quite a few miles out according to the 15 miles maybe. So I'm trying to lock it up. If I zoom here, I can actually see the target. That's a lock.
So I'm hitting TMS up once I get the target in the crosshairs, and that locks the Magnum. So it's a Maverick. So it's kind of easy, but it's a lot of intensive work to
altitude,
actually
altitude,
get this to lock up. And I think I got an overly
altitude,
sensitive
altitude,
radar cursor stick, to be honest with you. That missile's gonna be off. But you're looking down in the cockpit, looking up at the screen, the hood, trying to make sure that you're lined up. Then you got to battle with the trim, because if it's not trim, now you're really fighting the trim, you're fighting the cursor, and you got a TMS lock it up. So it's a lot, but I think once you get it down, it's real easy. So I set up the DMS down, up, left,
altitude,
and right. I set up the TMS down, left, up, and right.
altitude,
I set up
altitude,
the nose wheel steering and the station switching switch, which is kind of the same switch. So your nose wheel steering switch works on the ground to turn it on and off. In the air, it works to switch the stations. When you switch the stations and you got Mavericks, that makes the cursor box re-center on the hood. You can do it that way, and then you can TMS down to center it, and then TMS up to lock it. So you got to set those up on your stick. But once you figure that out, man, I think visual mode, pre-mode, and bore sight all kind of use the same philosophy and the same process. It's just about practicing. But definitely you got to set up those TMS and DMS keystrokes on your stick. And you need a field of view cursor zoom, which I don't have set up. If you have a cursor zoom, so you can zoom in without taking your hand off the stick and hitting that FOV button. But I mean, this is working for me
altitude,
too. So,
altitude,
but yeah, there it is. The rest of this video is just me practicing over and over and over, which is what you got to do if you really want to get these Mavericks down. I'll be honest with you, I don't think I would really, well, that's a lie, I probably would use them in a mission, but the standoff range is only like 10 miles, so I mean, you still gonna have a lot to worry about at 10 miles coming at you from the ground. But it's better than flying over with dumb bombs and trying to take out some
altitude, altitude,
anti-air guns or SA-17s, etc. But anyway, yeah, it's cool. Shooting Mavericks is cool in the F-16. It's just frustrating.
altitude, 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 Altitude. 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 Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Infield 1, airborne.
Altitude. 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 Altitude.
Rejoin. Infield 1, passing waypoint 2 at 6,000. Infield 1, passing waypoint 3 at 6,000. Infield 1, tally utility at bullseye 324 for 70. Contact target 11 o'clock, 45. Contact bearing 192.1. Contact bearing 192.0. Contact bearing 187.1. Contact bearing 188.0.
Altitude. Altitude.
Contact bearing 187.0. Contact bearing 185.0.
Altitude. Altitude.
Infield 1, tally utility at Bull 326 for 80. Infield 1, passing waypoint 4 at 4,500.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. 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 Altitude.
you.